Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another Nothingcast music stream. And joining me this time is Janelle.
Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day so far.
So, okay, so I've got an echo going in one of these. So let me figure out which one it is, and let me shut that down. There we go. Echo is eliminated. Anyway, so this show was recommended by Janelle, in which we were going to cover the albums and basically the eras of Chem Lab. Probably one of the best and most underrated industrial rock bands to come out of the 90s.
Fully agree.
Partially their own fault, but yeah.
Well, didn't they only do like 4 or 5 albums?
Yeah, and I thought I'd get a little into that. The thing is, they had such a great style. The artistic chemistry between the keyboardist and the singer was incredible. But, drugs have a way of getting in the way of things. And to give a little background into the band Chem Lab, they were formed in D.C. by Dylan Thomas Moore and Jared Lucci. Also, his real last name is Hendrickson, but they thought Jared Lucci sounded funnier, like Susan Lucci.
You're shitting me.
No. He started going by the name Jared Lucci just because it made people wonder if he was related to Susan Lucci.
Okay, that's good. I like that.
And I believe he ran a nightclub in D.C. And when shows would come through, he'd distribute the demo they had to various bands as they came through. And that definitely got them a reputation, got them known, made a lot of connections that way. Also, Jared himself was just extremely charismatic. Oh, God. All right.
Are you looking at the same thing? Zapped and Trapped question?
Yeah. Who is Susan Lucci?
Jesus, I feel old now.
I do too. You're female. You explain.
Susan Lucci was the star of All My Children. She was like the Marlene Dietrich. What? Not Marlene Dietrich. That doesn't matter. Susan Lucci was like the woman on All My Children. Now, I didn't watch much All My Children, but I remember it was always a huge deal every time they had the daytime Emmys. Every year, Susan Lucci got snubbed, and eventually she finally got that daytime Emmy. But her character's name was Erica. Her character was a shit stirrer, originally started out as the shit stirrer on the show, and pretty much became the it girl of the show. Even when she was like in her 40s and her 50s, the storyline still revolved around Erica.
She became known in what afternoon soap operas as the bitch.
Yes, she was the bitch. She took Joan Crawford. Was it Joan Crawford? No,
yeah.
From Dynasty. Was that?
Oh,
no, Joan. Fuck.
Yeah, I know who you're talking
about.
The
hot British chick. She stole the crown from her because she was the bitch until Susan Lucci rolled around.
Okay, Dynasty. I think I know who you're talking about. Kat ducked in and had to say Shannon Doherty wishes she was her.
Yes.
You don't mean Kate O'Mara as the bitch, do you?
No. Okay, hold on. I'm looking this up
Kate
now.
O'Mara, who was on Dynasty, all right, everyone, she played the Ronnie on Doctor Who.
Joan Collins. Joan Collins.
So, yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Dancing Godzilla.
And apparently the plots around Susan Lucci kept getting more and more ridiculous because the writers hated her.
Which sucked because she always stole the show. You don't shit on your most bankable star. I mean, look what they did for the one chick on Days of Our Lives when she got possessed by Satan. They had the highest views that summer in 1995 for Days of Our Lives. everybody tuned in because it was the character was Marlena, I think, was the one that got possessed by Satan. Oh, and I know this is off topic, but real quick, people, you might want to check this out. During COVID, they brought back her being possessed by Satan storyline because they knew everybody was stuck at home. So she got possessed again.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, we're talking about Chem Lab and drugs. All right. With a name like Chem Lab, somebody commented. Who wrote that? Well, one of you had commented, well, with a name like Chem Lab, you don't have...
Oh, Paul Bacheleta. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. Oh, no, wait. He was saying high school.
He did not get that wrong. In fact, the name for the band was apparently they had been up 3 days, blasted on various drugs, and one of them mumbled to the other, "Oh my God, my brain feels like a Chem Lab." And Jared stopped it. That's a good name.
It is a good name. It actually fits with the industrial aesthetic too, at least in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely, through and through. And
it was Mr. Fix-It. Mr. Fix-It. Mr. Fix-It to you, 812.
Ah.
He's
and
on this
Paul Bacheleta, Chem Lab brings back high school back to the days of 16 volt. You know, I should do a 16 volt show because, yeah, I didn't really care for their later work, but those first 3 albums were damn good, especially the first one. So I should do a 16 volt show as well. I actually interviewed him, and I interviewed Chem Lab, which the interview appeared in Industrial Nation. And, you know, because you can't go without saying that I can't do an episode about industrial music without mentioning Crazy Psycho Bitch. I was so proud of that article, and she made sure my byline did not appear on the interview.
Of course she didn't. You also interviewed Frontline Assembly. Frontline Assembly is my favorite industrial band, and you interviewed them as well. Oh, I absolutely adore Frontline Assembly. I do think that after Millennium, they got shaky, and I was like, you know, but
no, I thoroughly agree.
When Echo Genetic came out in 2013, boom, I thought they'd made it back.
Okay, then I'll have to check that out. It was like after Hardwired, they just made the same album over and over again, and I'd kind of lost interest.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
Oh, you know, I even downloaded the issue of Industrial Nation, hoping I could share it with you guys, and now I can't find it. Well, anyway, so we will carry on with the show, and so we will follow up Black Radio, which you just heard, with another song from their first album, 10 Ton Pressure. It was a 4-song EP. So this is Filament. Sorry.
I hate a man like you so much that I'm going to get your head down in the mud and trample it. I'm going to make you wish you'd never been born.
All right. Well, that was Blunt Force Trauma by Chem Lab, also from the 10 Ton Pressure album. Pretty brutal stuff. And by the way, if you're confused, Chem Lab spells their name as 2 words and 1 word interchangeably. Now, yes, you can get all of this music for free by ripping it from YouTube, but don't be a bastard. Seriously, help the bands out. Support music. You can find it here on Amazon. Also, you can get their Burnout at the Hydrogen Bar on Bandcamp.
Oh, that's a good album.
Yeah. Now, it's recently been remastered, but if you can get the older version, I like the older master version better. But,
unfortunately, I only have the remaster version.
Yeah, it's a bit of a softer mastering, but I don't know. That's been something that happens quite a bit with new remasters for some reason. But anyway, yes, so that was their those are 3 songs from their beginning EP, or their first EP that kind of they debuted with. Are you familiar with any of that?
I did not have. I didn't come to Chem Lab till way later, and I recognize that Black Radio and Blunt Force Trauma came out later on Suture, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, on Suture, they kept re-releasing those 4 songs. So, there
Okay, yeah,
was
because
the
Filament's on there too, on Suture.
right,
Yeah.
what was it? The Suture remixes, and then there was another one that came out. They've re-released that EP multiple times on different releases. So, yeah. And what was really cool about Black Radio, by the way, is the lyrics are just packed with William Gibson references.
Yeah, that Black Radio definitely, like the first time I saw the lyrics, I was like, are they trying to reference The Matrix? And then I was like, oh no, wait, they're referencing William Gibson.
Yeah, before The Matrix, well before The Matrix.
Yeah.
Um, so anyway, I know that following the release of 10 Ton Pressure, Chem Lab really found their sound. That initial album definitely had a very unique feel to it, but Jared had always intended them to be kind of an industrial rock band. He definitely had plenty of rock background. So once they gotten established, they toured with Gwar, Nine Inch Nails, White Zombie, that they were able to secure, studio musicians. So they had full drum kit, guitars, bassists, and that's when they released what I would say is their perfect album, which was Burnout at the Hydrogen Bar. That is one of the few albums I would say is perfect.
I agree.
Through and through, there is not a bad track on it. And when we were discussing doing the show today, Janelle had a few suggestions, one of them being Codeine, Glue, and You. Do you want to talk about this?
Okay, well, I don't know. Like I said, I came to Chem Lab late in the game, but I like Codeine, Glue, and You because the lyrics are hysterical. And the first time I saw it, I was listening to those lyrics, and all I could think of was like some like dumbass kids eating plastics, the cement that gets you high. You remember that stuff?
Oh,
the
yeah.
plastic cement, yeah. But it's also it's towards the end of the song, but it starts out, he says demolition, demolition, and the words slowly keep changing till it's evolved into don't hate sex.
Yeah.
I love that. Now, the other reason I love this song is because I misheard the lyrics the first couple of times, and I thought he was saying 619. I was like, oh yeah, San Diego, represent. And I was like, no, he's saying 619. I got all bummed out. But yeah, to me, I like that. I like that song because one thing I like about Chem Lab is they have, in my opinion, they've nailed down all the perfect industrial beats, yet their songs can still morph into other things. So it's not just pure industrial. And for me, and I'm probably wrong, but I felt that there was a little bit of punk rock in this song.
yeah.
And I'm not talking about punk rock today. I'm talking about the old school stuff because the song was comedic. And a lot of, old school punk rock songs, they were serious, but a lot of times they were really tongue in cheek and would talk shit too.
Oh, there was tons of humor in original punk, which again, yeah, as soon as the lefties took over it lost its sense of humor. Everything had to be serious and about politics when it originally was fuck everything.
Yeah. So I kind of feel like Codeine, Glue, and You has a little bit of a punk rock element in it while still being majority industrial. And it's just fun. It makes me laugh whenever I hear it because the lyrics just get me. So that's my feel. Like I said, I wasn't in the music industry. I'm telling you from somebody who's just a fan that's one of the reasons I like that song. It's funny. The lyrics are funny. And this is going to sound so cliche, but it's got a catchy tune for an industrial song. And it's pretty fucking upbeat because, there's a lot of times you listen to industrial songs and they're much darker. In fact, I think sometimes people who create industrial bands only want to focus on the dark wave part of industrial. And sometimes you got to have the fun in industrial. And that's what I feel that Codeine, Glue, and You captured.
Oh, absolutely. I figured I should share a little bit of the lyrics just to give the audience a sense of what you mean by. Because, yeah. First off, let's see, I'll grab this. If 6 were 9, I'd lose my mind. Yet I would go crazy for you all the time. Please, little motorhead, don't you whine now. There'll be some madness at the end of the line. Don't hate sex. Like a shot of Speedway methmadrine, coming on like a hothead machine. She's my only teenage dream, if you know what I mean. It's about being highly attracted to an underage speed addict.
Yes, it's so fucked up because it transitions from demolicious, delicious, devilicious, don't listen, don't live sick, devil lives sick, devil loves sick, devil loves sex, devil loves it, don't you love it, don't lip sync, devil love it, don't lock it, unlock, don't love sex, don't hate sex, don't you hate sex. I mean, just fucking, it's honestly, yeah, it's like a tweaker singing to you. Especially at the end.
So here we go. Codeine, glue, and you. I dare you to name other songs that intense.
Well, I was going to say, just from the lyrics alone, I always took it that it's somebody who's going nuts because they can't get their drugs.
Oh, that is exactly what it's about.
Because the needle,
Yeah.
the lyric is the needle pushing in, or am I mixing that
Want to
that
slip
lyric?
that needle? Want to slip that needle in? Want to smell the fumes again?
Yeah, I
And
mean
the two
that's
ways.
somebody who's like in the throes of withdrawal.
Yeah, he wants his heroin real bad, but
Yes.
I always, one of the things is that Jared can sing, which was a rarity and still is with industrial. It was a unique style, and his lyrics, just the imagery alone, I will say to this day, influenced my own work. I mean, shooting blanks, relentless pitch blade, microwave, and the old collision, out of order, everything just turns to drool, and white hot indecision. The pages burn, the stomach churns, the cycle churns, lose your peace, lose your mind. Crack the eggshell to escape, total trauma, suicide, deadline, get out of my head, going out of my head. It's cool.
Yeah, no. The guy, that's one thing I like about that song. It's just angry. It's
Yeah.
angry. You can feel it.
So there was another song that you requested,
Yes.
and uh, that was Derailer.
Oh, God, that okay. People might disagree with me. I think that's Chem Lab's perfect song. It's
Yeah,
not my favorite. Vera Blue is my favorite song. I don't know why, but I think Derailer is their most perfect song. I know people will disagree with me, but there's just something about Derailer. Not only do you get that whack monologue at the beginning, but you think the song is going to start one way with the beat, and then it flips to something else and becomes really intense. And I like that. And so, yeah, I think it's their most perfect song.
yeah, and the lyrics are just amazing.
Oh, yeah, this poison tastes like heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a wonderful sample at the very beginning, and for those of you who own the Utopiates graphic novel, you may even recognize that I quote this directly in a scene in which so for those of you unaware, my first graphic novel was Utopiates. It was a cyberpunk story. It was about a future in which through RNA transfer people could inject temporary personalities. And the first story is being narrated by somebody. I can't give away the twist or it ruins the story, but there's a part where his dealer shows up, and the dealer's heavy beats the ever living crap out of this dude, and quotes what you're about to hear, word for word. And there's a reason that I did that, other than why the hell not? Why not? It's fun to do.
Well, before you started up too, I just want to say, like, the lyrics for me, definitely somebody who's burnout, but also somebody who's burning the candle at both ends. And I kind of feel like they just want to die, so they're trying suicide by everything. Like,
Yeah,
just like the lyrics, she wears her bruised skin a little too tight. She wants to go out like a sun burning much bright.
shoot out them. Yeah, and again, that is poetry.
Yeah, yeah. But it just, to me, it sounds like somebody who's trying suicide by anything, or even just going back to them being drug addicts, a total adrenaline junkie. Any single high they can get through is something dangerous.
Well, that was something I noticed when I interviewed Jared. Is that definitely he was one of those people that was born too smart, but something was missing, and that the way that he dealt with his depression and his alienation is that he well, I wouldn't say he was at the level of Frank from Hellraiser, but he definitely was down to try just about anything.
So already had like a little bit of an addictive personality because just that thrill, that emotion to get that dopamine hit.
Yep. To deal with his alienation and depression and whatever else was broken in him. He definitely, it was heroin, drug, sex, crack. He tried. It was amazing just the range of things he had gotten involved in. And he clearly lived dangerously. Ultimately, one of the big downfalls of Fifth Column Records and the band Chem Lab for quite a while was that they were involved in drug dealing. They were involved with shady people, and they were using their tours as a front for drug dealing
Oh shit.
on the record label. So
Oh,
they would tour as a band, but then it was also apparently there was a lot of dealing going on.
yeah,
You
that's
know,
not a good mix.
you don't have to be a good person to do well.
Yeah, yeah.
um, and you got to think about how many people out there their brokenness produced amazing art, and
Oh
I would
yeah.
put him in that category. But yeah, that was what happened. Is Fifth Column Records got busted for under the RICO laws. Zal Fishman went to prison. Everything got repossessed by the U.S. government, and for a brief time, all the bands on the label were owned by the U.S. government until
Oh,
that
that's
was taken
weird.
up in court. Yeah. When we get to the next album, which was East Side Militia, I'll talk a bit more because that's when I interviewed them, was when that album came out.
Okay.
Uh, the story about this song, Derailer, this wonderful sample at the very beginning was an answering machine phone message that Jared he had received from a 6'5" former Marine who was very unhappy about something involving drugs. And I don't think I can say anything more than other than this is a real phone message.
Let me tell you something, punk. I ever fucking see you on the Lower East Side, I got a fucking 12-inch blade in my fucking pocket, and I bought it especially to fucking cut you open, bastard. You ain't my fucking friend no more. You're my fucking sworn enemy. I ever fucking see you again, I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna fucking rip your ass fucking open from asshole to fucking you're fucking crazy, you son of a fucking bitch. You're a fucking jerk.
autumnal sky, searching for future vision, covering up one eye. Flip the switch on this retro brain fry. Strap yourself in for the ride of a lifetime. Plug you into one machine. Hook up on side
Yeah, okay, so that last song wasn't Chem Lab, but there was a reason I wanted to play that. You familiar with Machines of Loving Grace, Janelle?
Yeah, but I didn't get into them. I think I listened to the wrong song and I just didn't like them because I like that song. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, their first album was very troubled. It had some good moments, but I
Oh.
honestly was blown away that it got them signed at all.
Okay, see, it was their first album because I remember listening to the first song on there was I think it's Burn Like Brilliant
Yeah.
Trash. But then the second song, which I can't pronounce, Chickarlina or whatever, I don't know, was so fucking not the same. I was like, this
Yeah.
is shit. I don't think
Exactly.
I ever listened to them again until I believe the Crow soundtrack.
Which that was a great song.
Yes.
It was the last good one they did. The reason I played that's from their Consecration album. That album came out the same year as Burnout at the Hydrogen Bar, and it had kind of a similar feel and sound, just softer. And it's kind of like one of those weird things where they must have been in the same headspace. And I'll probably do a show on specifically that album because, you know, if things had gone differently for bands like Chem Lab and Machines of Loving Grace, that may have been the direction industrial took, or industrial rock. But it is interesting if you hear the Consecration album, just how similar the two have a similar vibe. The only thing I would say is what was interesting is whereas Chem Lab was very cyberpunk and heroin. The music by Machines of Loving Grace had kind of this weird love-hate relationship with the 60s. Is all the songs kind of are referring to the 60s.
Oh, maybe they picked up on it before everybody else did, that it was bullshit and was fucking everything up, the 60s.
Well, that is definitely in there. And yeah, like there are references to the Doors and Leary and a great song on there called Perfect Tan Bikini Atoll.
Okay, that's a good song title.
But I'll get to that for another time. But I just wanted to share that because it kind of is just capturing a moment in time, 1993. There's one more track I'll be playing before we get on to the East Side Militia album, which was Chem Lab's third official album. What happened is they released Burnout at the Hydrogen Bar, which, again, perfect. You guys have heard Cody or heard Chemical Halo and Suicide Jag so many times, and I played it last week, so I wasn't going to play them this week. And I've talked about why they're so meaningful. But then there was 21st Century, which they released the demo on the Magnetic Fields remix album. And that was going to be the direction the band was going to take for their second album. But something happened. And I'll get into that very soon. But there is only one other time that Chem Lab ever sounded like that. And that was an album that never got made. Only one song got made. And it's a track called Solar Max. And it appeared on a compilation. So here we go.
T6, fertilizer boom, phosphor, aerosol, kerosene, flash ring, triminol, and Syntex 2. Sun setting on your terminal wall, thick smoke rising up from your hole, and there's a sharp shot, hot shot, medical gunshot, demon you at up from below. Samples, needles, and fuses. Sharing every secret, cut of chemical bruises. Staring down the drop to the lower ninth string, where the detonation kickback is king. Hanging here down in the gray and the heat in a C4 cloud as the coil fades in and out. Hey, hey, now you're going down. Firehead in a solar mass. Firebone in the solar mass. Fireheart in the solar max. Fire holes in the solar max, in the solar max, in the solar. By supernova hands, black and broken, scorched lands. Your brain's being scrambled and your thoughts burn through, but your beam is clear and your signal's true, and I'll follow you. Yeah, I'll follow you. Follow you. Follow you down. Follow you down. Follow you down. Firehead in the solar max. Fireball in the solar max. Fireheart in the solar max. Fire holes in the solar max, in the solar max, in the solar. Firehead in the solar max. Firebone in the solar max. Fireheart in the solar max. Fire holes in the solar max, in the solar max, in the solar max.
So have you heard that one, Janelle?
No, I had no clue that that compilation even existed. That was a fantastic song.
Yeah, it's a great track. And the shame is that it was the music was done by a guy named Wade Allen, who did a great job of mimicking the style of Dylan Thomas, who was the original composer of the songs. And he was going to do an entire album with Jared called Machine God Down, and it just drugs. Yeah,
It
drugs
always
got in the
boils
way.
down to drugs, doesn't it? Drugs or alcohol.
Yeah.
Chicken Sis said he missed his favorite Machines of Loving Grace jam. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, man. Well, like I said, I'm gonna do a whole show with that because I do think that's another band that really did not get the attention or chance that they deserved. Unfortunately, what happened with them is the record label really wanted them to go and be grunge. It's like,
Ew.
why sign an industrial band if you want them to be grunge? Seriously. But
I apologize for people in the chat if you're grunge fans. I was one of those few people in the early 90s that was like, no, I'll stick with my new wave. I don't like this grunge shit.
I will admit that Nevermind is an exceptionally good album and has some great songs on it. I'll say that Soundgarden, was it Bad Motorfinger? It's a great album, but that's about it.
Yeah, I was really really weird in the 90s. Like everybody was into Pearl Jam,
No.
Temple of the Dog,
No,
Soundgarden,
no.
Alice in Chains. I liked my music electronic. And so, I mean, when the Mortal Kombat came out and I really got my first taste of industrial, I was lost. Like that was it. I found my music.
Yeah, it was kind of weird was that I didn't really get into the grunge thing either. And when the grunge scene hit big, it was both good and bad. Um, Prior to grunge breaking and becoming this huge thing, music was very eclectic. All the bands were mixed. Industrial bands would play alongside, Jane's Addiction or, God forbid, Chili Peppers, but it was just called alternative, and it was all under this umbrella. And pretty much, if you listen to that, you listen to probably all kinds of different music, Soundgarden, all those bits and pieces. And it wasn't uncommon for people to have, the Nine Inch Nails album right next to their Nirvana CD. But once grunge broke, all the others got pushed to the side, and there was this real anti-electronic sentiment among that scene for some reason. And it got really bad was that White Zombie went on tour with I forget what, but maybe it was Alice in Chains, and the Alice in Chains fans were throwing stuff at the stage because they didn't like that there was a keyboardist.
See, that's what I loved about White Zombie. That's what I love about industrial, and I know industrial is kind of an umbrella term because industrial to me just means go as experimental as you possibly can. But the way I like my music is I like my metal with synthesizer. That's why I think I've been drawn to all these bands. That is the kind of music I like. Honestly, I just like anything with the synthesizer in it. Like, so, new wave, dark wave, synth wave. And I think it's also because I'm hardcore into cyberpunk, and these were all the theme songs to anything cyberpunk out there. I mean, it was so influenced by cyberpunk. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some, grunge alternative albums out there. I actually did like Primus. I went and saw them.
Oh, I love Primus.
Primus was great because they were so different for, grunge or alternative. And I think it was because of, what's his name? Was it Les Claypool and the heavy bass in their songs and how wacko their songs were. Pig Soda was a good album.
Yeah, Pork Soda. Yeah, that is a good album.
Pork Soda, thank you.
I mentioned this to you before, but one day I was driving from the dorms in San Francisco State, and there's this U-Haul van, right? And I look over, and Les Claypool's driving.
Oh, shit.
He's just got a bob in his head to his music. He had that Confederate soldier hat on and just had that crazy grin. But
there's a reason they were picked to do the South Park theme song. I mean, their music fit that show perfectly.
And Undead Quinn had mentioned that using answering machine messages was kind of common in industrial. And that's true. Junk's Sister did it. KMFDM did it a few times. That was something that just, if you left a message on their machine, it might get used. I know that when I was at 21st Secretary, Gracious Shades did that a few times. But anyway, yeah.
That Chicken Sith also, I was the only person in my peer group across 3 school districts who knew Sisters of Mercy or Joy Division. I kind of feel like I was that for Joy Division and New Order because I also really liked post-punk.
Grunge created alt rock radio. That depends on where you live, Undead Quinn, because alt rock radio preceded grunge in California by a long shot. And we had K-Rock and KGB, to name a few. Just those. It was amazing how big and influential those channels were on the radio. Well, and I think the same for LA, or not LA, New York.
Well, I was also going to say, think about 91X and 92.5. They really pushed it when it came to alternative because they didn't stick to grunge. Because I can remember when the rave scene started to actually become mainstream in the 90s, they started playing techno, jungle, house, drum and bass starting at 9 o'clock at night till midnight. And my friends and I would, smoke weed and then turn it on and listen to it. But I mean, that's how I was introduced to Oakenfold and Armin van Buren. So I'm really into anything electronic. So yeah, I wasn't into the rave scene, but I listened to all that music too. I just like my shit electronic and insane.
Ouch, Siebenfaust. I'm not going to be that brutal. I would be a grunge fan, but unfortunately, I prefer my music to be good.
As I take a drink of water, it goes up my nose. Damn. Oh, Chicken said, I am so sorry. Oh.
What do you write? Oh, it's
Remember
books?
my mom letting the youth pastor burn my Palladium Ninja Turtles TTRPG book and Pretty Hate Machine cassette. Also burned my Primus Suck on This shirt with the big You Suck on the back. That
Ah,
I'm so glad my parents never went to the Baptist church that I went to when I was, in youth group, because all of my X-Men probably would have been burned.
I imagine Chicken saying something to the effect of, "That's it, Mom. You're going to the retirement home. I'm not taking care of you when you get old."
I would have put my parents in the retirement home if they did that shit to me. Instead, they just thought I was a lesbian and worshiped Satan.
Well, then. Well, anyway, during the long wait from Burnout at the Hydrogen Bar for the next album from Chem Lab, drugs happened, disagreements in the band happened. There were a lot of problems that I couldn't even begin to explain. I don't really know what they were, but there were problems. Then suddenly Big Beat and Electronica hit big. And at that point, I don't know, it seemed like everyone was going in that direction, and Chem Lab really did not want to sound like what they used to, which is kind of a shame in my opinion. So when they followed up with Eastside Militia, it was extremely experimental. It was very, very different than anything else they had done. And two mixed results. It had some great material. It had some not so great material. They did one song that sounded like it came off of the Hydrogen Bar album, and then everything else was extremely different. So we will start out with the opening track to Exile on Mainline, the opening track to Eastside Militia.
I'll kill you right there. We get goddamn move when I say move, you motherfucker.
Demon in my pocket.
Yeah.
What is the beginning sampled from? Because it is so fun. You hear all that intense gunfire and then this dude just ranting.
Oh,
What movie is that from? Is that from a movie?
yeah, it's from some Mexican action film.
Shit's great every time I hear it. It's intense gunfire and this guy just pissed off and irritated, and then you go into the song. It's just perfect. I've never known where that came from. I just laugh every time I hear it.
You can find it somewhere on YouTube. Somebody's isolated it.
Okay.
But so yes, this was the album where they took a completely different direction after that. And one of your favorite songs is on here, right, Janelle?
Yeah, and that's Vera Blue. And I know that's bizarre. It doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like Chem Lab at all. I don't know why it's my favorite of theirs. I think it's just the way they did the sound. The lyrics, I can't quite figure out. He's either talking about a car that's on drugs or some chick that is just, she's a wild one. She's a shit kicker. So I can't really tell. I mean, the final lyric is, Vera Blue on cell block 2 or hanging out in cell block 2. So maybe it was a chick. But it's the sound. It's the sound of the song that I like. I know it's not everybody's taste, but it sounded so different that I really liked it. And, I like Exit on Mainline. That's a good song too.
Another song about heroin.
Yeah. But I do agree with you that it's hit and miss with the majority of that album.
The song Vera Blue is like listening to a cyberpunk novel. I really wish the first half of the song was a little longer before it goes into the more rock part of it.
Yeah.
But the lyrics, you can tell she's hydraulic, a silver scream, supersonic. You can see the mercury smear in her eyes, which I've used that line. She's lost in a swirl right out of this world. She's the Androcon girl. After hours in the Valley of Downs, she's tripped up all over town. After 3, she's down on Avenue C, kicking it down with the clowns.
Well, there's also, don't forget, living in the galaxy of bombed out bars with Jesus Christ porno star hanging around her favorite crowd. She's the queen of the loud, with sultry wire legs and a digisteel frame, hooked on the hiss of the butane flame.
Yeah. And there's somewhere in there's something about a constellation of bars. What a great line.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's probably about a chick that's, a cyborg, but just the way those lyrics sound to me always sounded like a car on drugs. Really, I was like, all right, man, the car took some acid and coke and is having a great time.
I've got good news for you. I can tell you exactly what it's about because he told me.
Oh, okay, please tell me.
Okay, well, you never know with Jared how much of it was kind of the fiction of the band, how much he was kind of romanticizing and giving this rock star image, and how much of it was true. And he was involved in a lot of things. I mean, well, fuck. He got investigated by the FBI and his label got busted for drug dealing. So he said that it was inspired by a woman he knew in New York who was selling arms, illegal weapons.
Oh, okay. That explains a lot.
It started out at that point, and it was this fantasy of this woman who's an arms dealer who's just kind of scrounging around the underbelly of this cyberpunk city with her cyborg lover, the Androcon girl.
Oh, okay.
So it is kind of a ballad or narrative that's kind of a cyberpunk story. Avenue C is apparently where all the druggies hang out in New York.
Oh, it's Avenue C. Would that be in the ABC neighborhood?
I believe so.
Okay.
So Vera Blue, the most different song they've ever done, and I will follow that by Pyromance, which is about...
is good.
I'll say what it's about afterwards, because he told me about this one too.
All right.
flip. Soulful as the city. Move and skip. Swivel in. Sink my fingers in your hair, the sweat and the smell of our liquid affair in a gasoline burn. Our bodies will churn with a flick of the switch. You're plugged into the edge. Watch your videos all day. Rewind and play. Battery got a search for my fingers, trigger in your spark plug. I felt that nervous boost when you bent down and licked my boots. Headed in the direction of Soma, car crash intersection. It's so why don't we do it in the road, at least that's what I am told. Laser-blended lover, syphilitic things bound up and tied. You can't fly without wings. Over oceans of skin, bathed in perversion and sin. My parasitic cupula needle descending my poisonous twin. You're in danger. Getting stranger all the time. My battery got a charge with my fingers, triggering your spark plug. I felt that nervous when you bent down and licked my boots. Headed in the direction of Soma, car crash intersection. It's called why don't we do it in the road, at least that's what I am told.
So what do you want to think that's about?
I don't know. I just always I put it in chat, but pyromance gives me massive Tool. It sounds like Tool to me. Like they were
Really?
influenced by Tool. Yeah.
You know what? I've never gotten into Tool. I have a lot of respect for them. I want to hear why. I'm curious.
Okay, so Tool, I want to say is they took progressive rock from like the 60s and 70s and moved it more into a metal vein. But the way the song is slow and the guitars remind me of Tool. Now, Tool, when I say slow, I mean slow for
Yeah, I know
metal.
it. Down tempo.
Yeah. So like I don't know. You would have to. I would recommend listening to the album Undertow or Enema to understand why I'm saying it sounds like Tool. The guitars, the drum, the melody, all of it just sounds like they were heavily influenced by Tool when they made that song.
Well, another thing that's really interesting is if you listen to the beat, the 1 2 2 3 4 1 2 3, right? It's a waltz.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
is not common.
pyromance. I always took it as a dance.
Well, when I interviewed him, he had pretty much said that it was written about his girlfriend at the time who was involved in porn. Like I said, this guy lived really the rock star life through and through. And he had flat out said that the song was about him wanting to be back with his girlfriend. And he even says, yeah, not being able to fuck her's driving me crazy. It's in the interview. It's really messing with me, but lovely as a split lip, soulful as a city, move and skip, swivel it. Sink my fingers in your hair, sweat, and the smell of the liquid affair. Get a gasoline burn, our bodies will churn. A flick of the switch, you're plugged into the itch. Watch your videos all day. Rewind and play. Play, play, play. Yeah, exactly.
I can't be with my girlfriend, so let me watch her porn movies to jerk off.
My battery got a surge from my finger triggering your spark plug. I felt that nervous boost when I bent down to lick when you bent down to lick my boots. Heady like a Soma car crash intersection. So anyway,
It's called it's called Why Don't We Do It in the Road? At least that's what I'm told.
yeah, a Beatles reference, I think. But after that,
Oh, that explains when he calls her the syphilitic thing. Oh, okay.
I don't catch that. I'm not a huge Beatles fan. I was never really. So,
No. I'm talking about the lyrics to Pyromance. He says
Oh.
laser branded lover, syphilitic thing.
So after that, the relationship between Dylan Thomas, the keyboardist, and Jared disintegrated. And when Jared decided he was going to try and get off the drugs, that was the end of that. Now, it didn't last. He didn't stay off the drugs, but for a time, he was off the drugs. And that was pretty much at the end of Chem Lab as we knew it. And then 11 years later, he did an album. It was Chem Lab returned, but it was really the band Acumen Nation with Jared singing. And there was his songs, and they were trying to write in a similar style. And it's definitely not Burnout at the Hydrogen Bar, but it has its moments. It definitely has its moments. I would say the standout track for all of it is Force Quit. Have you heard this album?
No, I
It's
didn't
called-
know that he went with a different band.
It's called Oxidizer, and even then,
Oh, wait, no, I think I have Oxidizer digitally. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's actually I have it as Chem Lab Oxidizer.
it is Chem Lab. But
Okay.
the band, the people writing the music were essentially the band Acumen Nation.
Oh, okay, that's where I got confused. All right. Yes, I've heard parts of Oxidizer. I think the album that says the album came out in 2004.
I thought it was 2010, but it could be 2004. Yeah, but that was pretty much the last gasp of Chem Lab. Apparently, he's still touring, but sometimes maybe it's better rock stars die. I don't mean to be brutal, but I mean, at least it isn't Al Jorgensen.
Oh God.
But I'm going to be playing a track that might mess me up a little, but this song really, really resonated. It's called Force Quit, and when Zed passed, it was this track and a few tracks from The Cure that just pretty much is how I got through it.
I could see the curtain, the ending. Knew it was on its way. Just didn't want it to be today. Watch the cityscape
that you sowed in the dark are fully grown, fully sparked. They're all the rage in the machine age, with the halogen hate and the space age face. They come to take you down, take your place. Dirty film, clip loop, retrograde crapshoot. Never know what you'll find in the back of your mind. The gap between the truth-telling lies. Purple static haze eyes. Turn it off, kill the light, turn it out. What's the score? I'm not blind, but I can't see shit anymore. One friend must live. Roll across your ears. Sing time of angles, out of trance, out of shit. Everything is coming to a boiling point. Your gun, FBI of the sun, and your daughter's on the run across your screen. Bird wasteland where the liar lies down with the lamb for a scam. What's the score? I'm not blind, but I can't see shit anymore. One friend must live. Roll across your ears. Sing song of angles, chatter, shit, shit, shit. One friend must live. Roll across your ears. Sing song of angles, chatter, shit, shit, shit. Stab it deep and twist and shriek. You feel that stick in that knife blade in your back. Stick in that knife blade. Do you want to be free or do you want to be right? Do you want to be free or do you want to be right? Do you want to be free or do you want to be right? Do you want to be free or do you want to be right? One friend must live. Roll across your ears. Sing song of angles, chatter, shit, shit, shit. One friend must live. Roll across your ears. Sing song of angles, chatter, shit, shit, shit. Sing song of angles, chatter, shit, shit, shit. Sing song of angles, chatter, shit.
So is anyone else getting slow down, or is that just me? Just out of curiosity.
Slow
'Cause
down?
oh no, the track was cutting out for me on this end.
Oh, no.
Well, that pretty much brings us to an end to the Chem Lab discography. It's kind of a shame that for so much talent they produced so little, but what they did produce was extremely amazing. I've got some other fun stories about the band, or just thoughts. Do you have anything you want to ask about or curious about?
I will say that I wish Chem Lab was still around, because I would love for them to score a sci-fi movie soundtrack or a
Oh
video
yeah,
game soundtrack. Chem Lab was amazing. I'm sad that I came to know Chem Lab so much later. I don't think they were even together anymore. Or at that point, I know that they're still touring, but when they were at their heyday, I had no clue who they
yeah.
were. But I do think they are one of the best industrial bands out there, and I'm glad that at least we got 4 albums out of it.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is I saw Chem Lab twice live. I saw them tour the Burnout at the Hydrogen Bar album, And what was interesting was it was at Prince's Club, the Glam Slam in LA, which in itself was kind of an experience. But when I saw them perform, it was KMFDM was headlining, and then it was Chem Lab and Sister Machine Gun were the other two bands.
That's a good mix. Is this the one where KMFDM was way too loud? You couldn't
Yeah.
understand what was going on? Okay.
And the thing is that Sister Machine Gun came out, performed, they were good. Great performance. Chem Lab came out and just fucking owned the place. The performance was fucking amazing. It was one of the best shows I'd ever seen. And man, did they really show KMFDM up. After that, it was kind of a letdown. But that was one hell of a show. The second time I saw them was when I said I interviewed them. And that was a very odd experience. It was kind of disappointing to find out just how immersed the two of them were in heroin, because I had been at this long enough to know where that leads for any band or for any creative person in general. That it may produce some good work for a little while there, but it always ends in the same place if they don't get out of it. But what was amusing was at the show, the backstage was right above the stage, and there's this mirrored window that you would look down onto the stage below. And apparently, if you turned on a certain light, the mirrored window no longer worked. And you could look directly in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I forget who was on stage at the time performing, but Chem Lab had finished up their set. This other band's down there. The light flips on, and you see Dylan, Jared, and the bassist from the Thrill Kill Cult was touring with them. And the three of them are there passing a crack pipe.
Oops.
And then the
Big
alcohol
oopsie.
comes out. That was also the show in which Joe had come up to see.
Mm-hmm.
And to try and make me jealous, she had gotten on the bus with the band and later tried to allude that she'd banged the guitarist. And I know that I guess she was trying to make me jealous or something, but as I told you last time, it was, they do heroin. Are you okay? Why did you do that? What are you thinking? And then years later, she told me she completely lied about it.
All to make you jealous.
Yes. Women are weird.
Yes, we are.
Absolutely weird. Often indecipherable. Yes, the Glam Slam. Thank you, Sieben Faust. So I'm going to keep these shows up. I'm actually kind of blown away how well the viewership is going on Rumble. I mean, there's 12 of you on YouTube and another 28 of you on Rumble, which is awesome.
Damn.
Yeah, which it's kind of interesting that I'm doing that well now that I'm not being throttled. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So shows that I'm going to do in the future. I think that would be cool if you made a list of Tool and Perfect Circle songs.
I can do that. I mean, one of the best concerts I ever went to was a Perfect Circle opening for 9 Inch Nails.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was an insane concert.
But since that band has had such an impact on you and has meant so much in your own life, I thought that'd be a cool show to do, and you can kind of tell me why it was what about the band was so influential.
It's
Another-
really simple.
Yeah.
Drugs. Lots of hallucinogens at that time frame in my life, and Tool is perfect for hallucinogens. Not only that, actually, I will say they put on one of the best performances I've ever seen, and we can do a Tool show. I haven't listened to a lot of Tool stuff of late because they're so slow in putting stuff out, and I'm not really. I know a lot of people like Pussifer, which is one of Maynard's side gigs. I do like Perfect Circle, but I haven't listened to much of their stuff lately either. But yeah, Tool did have an impact on me, partially because drugs. First time I saw them, I was on a lot of acid. But after that, just that is some of the most chill metal I've ever listened to in my life.
Well, I know that for a lot of people, apparently his music has a spiritual element, or at least
Yes.
it speaks to them on a emotive level that reaches beyond just the material world.
I will say, listening to Tool, it feels like somebody, and this is going to sound bizarre, but I don't mean this in a bad way, because most of the time when you hear it, it feels like somebody's got their fingers in your brain. You think, oh God, somebody's sticking their fingers in my brain. No, I mean that like he's gotten in there. It's like he knows what to press. They know what to press, not just through the lyrics, but the music too. And it stimulates parts of your brain. And like, that's why I say it's the chillest metal I've ever listened to. I can just lay down in my bed if I need to relax or chill out or meditate and put on Tool, and I'm good.
Cool. Well, I've got some good news for you.
Okay.
I've been slowly amassing a playlist for bands that aren't woke. Because let's face it, who wants to be preached at? Seriously,
me.
who the fuck wants to be preached at?
There's a
And
reason I don't really listen to ministry anymore.
exactly. And I found out that this clan of Zymox does not like communism or woke people.
Yeah, but they also have Raging TDS.
They do.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if that was in jest or what, but the last two albums that I listened to, one the guy put out during COVID, so I think he was just going nuts because of COVID. I mean, Danny Elfman, one of his best albums, came out because he was going nuts during COVID.
so
That was
even though
Big
they
Mess.
even though they don't like communists or wokeism, they're still TDS.
Oh, their last album, that Exodus came out on. I swear they went after Donald Trump again. I could be wrong, but I was kind of like, eh. Now, I'm down with the fact they're not with communism. I mean, a lot of Western European countries think it's like the answer to everything. So I love the fact Clan of Zymox does not like communism, and we can do many shows on Clan of Zymox. Even though there was the TDS album, I still listen to them religiously. I don't even have a favorite album because I love them all equally, and will drive Steve and my son nuts by playing albums over and over and over again. That's how much I love them. Oh, Combi Christ is anti-woke. I am not surprised. I'm trying to remember that. Damn it! Every time I talk about
Undead
this
Twin says
song,
they're anti-woke. That's great to know.
yeah.
Good.
Guys, help me out in chat again. You are my fucking toy. You're my little fucking toy. The lyrics to that song for Combi Christ, it makes me laugh every time. He talks about how he's gonna fuck this girl really hard and she's gonna take it because she's his little whore and he can do whatever he wants to her. I love Combi Christ. Their
Well, listen,
lyrics are hysterical.
Aren't they offensive for the sake of being offensive?
Yes, if you listen to that's why I had to stop listening to Combi Christ in the car with my son. I was zoning out one day and I put them on. And then I was like, oh God, and I hit it as fast as I could to turn it on. In fact, surprisingly, the first time that I heard Combi Christ was in some D-list movie that had Bai Ling in it. About, I think it was the Gene Generation.
Oh God, you saw that, huh? I didn't see it, but I got a story about that.
For some reason, on Netflix, they were putting out these D-list movies that had, at the time frame, A-list stars, because there was also the one with Thomas Jane and Ron Perlman about mutants taking over Mars or some shit. It was that and Gene Generation came out with Bai Ling. So of course I was gonna watch them. I was like, oh cool. And then I was like, oh God, why am I watching this?
What's funny about that movie is that there was a comic book tie-in, and it was done through Bloodfire Studios, which was the studio that the first company that published Utopiates. That was
Mhm.
our first publication. We were with them, and at the time when the company was just going bonkers because they'd gotten this guy who's going to make a movie called Gene Generation with Bai Ling, right? And
Yeah.
they thought this was going to be their big break. The motherfuckers told the dude, "Oh yeah, you can use Utopiates as a concept."
Get the fuck out.
They were going to try and hand it on over to him, and I said, "No. Look at that contract. You want to be sued?"
Wow. No, I'm glad that they didn't use Utopiates. They definitely thought this movie was going to be something big because Faye Dunaway was in it too. Motherfucking Faye Dunaway was in Gene Generation, guys.
Wow. Apparently, she was a friend of the director or something.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I didn't like the remake of Devil May Cry, but Comba Christ did the soundtrack, and I bought the soundtrack. I just didn't
That's
buy the
cool.
game. It's a good soundtrack, but it's not their usual sound. It's more metal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's still really fucking good.
All right, guys. Well, if any of you have any bands that are anti-woke, we're not saying, conservative, libertarian, or any of that. Just they don't like woke. That's all that fucking matters. This isn't about politics. This is about fuck woke. Okay? We want music where they're making music that's good, right? We don't want any of this, oh, we're going to be preached down to. I'm basically trying to compile a big list of bands that either their own personal beliefs or politics means they're not going to be preaching at you, or they just don't give a shit about that stuff and want to make good music. So essentially, if it's not left, I find it interesting that the straight edge scene, you familiar with straight edge?
Oh yeah.
The straight edge scene is kind of making a return, but the liberal woke quote unquote punk scene fucking hates them because this resurgence, they're all guys that were in the military.
Ooh. Ooh, okay, yeah, see, I like that.
There's a band specifically called Conservative Military Image, and they picked that name to piss people off. No other reason.
I bet you anything Public Image Limited is anti-woke because it's John Lydon.
John Lydon? Oh yeah, absolutely, without a doubt.
Yeah. So
But,
yeah, I think we can find some stuff to support. Yeah, go ahead, support Clan of Cymox. I really do think that I can never pronounce the guy's name. I think he was going crazy during COVID, like a lot of people did, and just went off on Trump because at the time frame, everybody was blaming Trump for the plague. But yeah, Comba Christ, I hope they get more offensive because that's great. And Steel Panther, I've heard of Steel Panther. That's another one that makes some filthy songs.
Really?
Yeah.
What's interesting is how many of the old metal bands are thoroughly anti-woke. Apparently Slayer, Overkill, Exodus, Wasp.
Isn't
War.
Judas Priest also anti-woke?
I don't know. Probably. But yeah, a lot of the bands that were being chased after by the PMRC, Hipper Gore's group, are very anti-woke. Megadeth.
Oh, Twisted Sister, yeah.
Apparently,
I will say that it's sad that we lost Frank Zappa so early because I think he would have been leading the charge against this anti-woke shit. This is everything that he would hate, the censorship.
Oh, yeah. Or just the groupthink.
Oh, yeah. I would have loved to have heard his songs about COVID and groupthink.
And, I got to say, I really enjoy the fact that Morrissey is utterly pissed off his fan base. I mean, his fan base was so preachy, leftist, commie, vegan pricks, and then he speaks his mind, and they all got very, very offended, like ready to riot offended.
Yeah, like all of a sudden everybody hates Morrissey now. And I don't think he cares. I really
No, he
don't.
doesn't.
And you know what?
Yeah.
I still listen to the Smiths. I
Oh,
don't care.
the Smiths are incredible. What's the deal? The Smiths are
They
an
have
incredible band.
one of the best lines in a song ever. Let me put my hands on your mammary glands. Let me lay your head on the conjugal bed.
What song's that?
Oh fuck! See, I'm brain farting, so I'm tired
That's
today.
okay. It's okay.
I
We've been on
think
for
it's
2
off
hours.
the album Hatful of Hollow.
Mm.
Actually, let me look up Hatful of Hollow real quick.
You know what kind of impressed me is that you're into ELM. Very few people were familiar with them.
ELM?
Yeah.
Wait.
You don't remember?
No.
Oh,
Wait, I don't think it was me that was into ELM.
Yeah, when we first met, you were talking about the band ELM.
Why is that not clicking with me?
They sound like Nitzareb.
I don't think that was me.
Huh?
Yeah.
Also, it turns out that the surviving
member. I think I had a friend let me listen to one of their albums. Yes. Okay.
Prodigy was not very open about their politics because they knew people wouldn't like it. So apparently Prodigy was not woke or is not woke. And their guitarist, Jim Davies, is outwardly, I guess, what you would call libertarian conservative. He's actually pro-British nationalist.
Really?
Yeah. He doesn't care anymore.
I'm noticing that a lot of people in Western Europe really don't care anymore. They're like, our government has fucked us. We are done. So you know what? Fuck you. Go ahead and put me in jail for talking shit.
Undead Quinn. Disturbed went pro-Israel. Disturbed is disturbed. That's my opinion. No, I remember the dude from Disturbed was supporting Gamergate, and then we wouldn't support him back for some cause he had, and he threw a shit fit over it. And we're like, we're focused on this one thing. We don't really care about this thing over there you're talking about. This isn't some inclusive thing. We just care about getting rid of wokeness out of video games. There's a list somebody's made that is color-coded with green woke, yellow moderate, red triggered. Really? You know, by the way, I have found some of these bands by basically typing in to Reddit what bands are woke, because they make these lists of bands you shouldn't listen to.
I've got it. It was the Smiths' Handsome Devil.
Handsome Devil, okay.
Yes, every time that song comes on and that line is said, I die laughing. Let me put my hands on your mammary gland.
Well, I know that Kat's listening, so Kat, let me put my hands on your mammary glands. All right, guys. Thank you for joining, and this will probably get pulled off of YouTube, just like the other episode of this got pulled off of YouTube. But it's alive and well on Rumble if you want to start listening to these episodes. And I'm going to try and do this either every Tuesday or every Thursday, depending. And please give recommendations in the comments on Rumble. Again, you have to do it on Rumble because, trust me, this episode will disappear from YouTube. You want to add anything, Janelle?
No, I think you covered it.
All right. Well, hey, good night, everyone, and go buy some Chem Lab.